Show of hands. Who's ever had their lives flipped upside down without any warning? Okay. Now, show of hands. Who's ever had to care for a loved one through illness or difficult times? I see you. And this speech is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany Carr, and I am thrilled to be here with all of you today. This is my journey of finding resilience and peace amidst chaos. As you can see, life can turn upside down, but what matters is how you respond. This is also my story of empowerment as I'm taking care of my father, but especially the vital role that self-care brings into your life so that you can be strong for other people. So this story is very centered on my father. So before I go into a brief timeline, let me tell you a little bit more about him. My father, Sotiris, immigrated to Canada in Montreal in the 60s. Growing up, he was always this person that was so confident. Yeah, he was always lighting up a room when he would go in. I would also see him as someone who valued his freedom. And he also was very prideful. He loved to show off his strength and his muscular body. I would often catch him, looking at himself in the mirror. He was very proud of the way he looked. But here's the thing. 14 years ago, I moved to Toronto, and he promised that he was going to come and visit. And he finally did, last year. He came, and I was showing him the city. But I started noticing something. He would often stop and check his pockets, jacket, looking for his phone, wallet, money. And I didn't really think much of it. I kind of brushed it off thinking, okay, well, he must be overwhelmed. He's in a new city. That's probably it. But fast forward 1 year later, and things went a different direction. I started getting phone calls. His building's administration telling me every single day, he's losing his phone, forgetting his phone, he's locked out. Then getting another call. But this time, the building admins come in the morning and they find him sleeping in the lobby. He locked himself out. Everything upstairs. Cards, phone, everything. Sleeping in the lobby. That's when alarm bells started ringing. Oh my, this is becoming serious. So as I was getting busy figuring out solutions, what should we do? And mind you, I'm in Toronto and just figuring out, okay, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that. I get another phone call. This time, it's the hospital. He had a bad fall. And as they kept him in the hospital, making tests and just making sure he's okay, they discovered that he has blood cancer. They diagnosed him with moderate dementia. And to top it all off, he has a broken shoulder. Life at that moment really did change. It did a full somersault. During that same period, he was starting to lose a lot of weight. And he was becoming very unsteady, very fragile. And he would actually even fall. He was at the hospital, and he would fall, and he missed a tooth. Suddenly we're asking, where's his tooth? And it became clear that he needed constant care. The hospital staff, social workers, they had a difficult conversation with us, and they said, your father can never go live by himself again. That's it. In fact, he shouldn't even be living with you guys. He needs to be monitored 24/7, and so we think he should go to his residence. What do you guys think happened? My dad was devastated. This man who loved his freedom, suddenly all of that stripped away. He became miserable. unhappy, angry, hostile. And I kept thinking, okay, I need to show him some kindfulness. Kindfulness being a blend between compassion and mindfulness. He's not angry at me, he's angry at the situation. But can you imagine how he felt? And can you perhaps even imagine how I felt? It was heartbreaking. And so began my trips, Toronto, Montreal, trying to be there for him, clearing out his apartment, taking care of his finances, taking care of all these unfinished things he hasn't done. Whew. I was trying to give so much, but I was struggling on the inside, really struggling. In fact, some of the speakers before me, one of them mentioned about how when you're stuck in your head, what happens? That's exactly it. I was stuck in my head. The guilt, woo, that was the worst. The sadness, the deep sadness. The worry. It was consuming me, and I was starting to go down. You know that downward spiral that they talk about? Oh yeah. And you know what? During this period, I was thinking, well, I'm a wellness coach. I do life coaching. I could take care of myself. Doesn't work that way. I had to put my ego off to the side, and I finally agreed to go see a therapist. And I remember that day when I went to see the therapist, I told her, you know, I have a lot of resistance being here with you today. I'm a wellness coach after all. I should know all this stuff. Do you know what she said to me? She looked at me in the eye, she started giggling, and she said, Tiffany, I'm a therapist, and I have a therapist. We're all in this together. You cannot keep giving from an empty cup. If your cup is empty, you've got nothing to give. Now, I'm going to take a moment here, and I'm going to invite all of you to take out your elastic. Do you guys remember you got a little elastic at the front?
Yep.
Take it out. Here, so Fonseca, Monte, come and grab one. And what I want you to do is I want you to begin pulling it apart. What happens? You're stretching yourselves, right? Just like this elastic, most of us, we stretch ourselves. We might stretch ourselves for different events. We might stretch ourselves for different people, different situations. What happens if we keep stretching ourselves? Eventually, yes, we might snap. What does snapping mean? Snapping can be a burnout. Snapping can be a meltdown. Snapping can be falling into depression. It can be any of these things. But the moment you begin releasing, that, my friends, is self-care. Because then you're able to let it go back to its original state. Self-care, you're coming back to yourself, you're resourcing yourself, you're filling your cup until you're able to stretch again. Not if that makes sense to you. So always remember that. How much are you stretching yourself? How can you return and release so that you can fill your cup? So then you can be and show up as your best selves for whoever needs in your life, your clients, your friends, your loved ones, but it's most importantly, you, yourself. All right, so in addition to therapy, I realized, okay, I need also other practices for self-healing, for self-care. And it is so true, you cannot always control what goes on the outside, but show me, everyone, what can you control? Show me. Yeah,
Inside.
that's right out here. You can control what's going on the inside. So, as I was navigating my emotions, I began taking other actions. You know, other little self-care techniques. One of them being deep breath work, of course, therapy, hypnotherapy, EFT tapping, Reiki. As a Reiki master, I know the importance of just being able to fuel your body. And I'm going to take a little pause here. You see, we have two different nervous systems. We've got the sympathetic nervous system mode and the parasympathetic nervous system mode. And did you guys know that most of us, we live in the sympathetic mode? It's always go, 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 reach that deadline, fight or flight, let's do it, rush, rush, rush. This place here is, you guys agree it could be very stressful? Not your heads, show me. Is this going to be really stressful? Maybe say, oh yeah. But the parasympathetic is this place where we can find calmness, rest, return to ourselves. This is where we allow our body's innate healing ability to take place. And so practices like you see on the board, all of this helps you go from sympathetic to parasympathetic, where you're able to calm and heal. Meditation, mindfulness, of course, and the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Ho'oponopono healing. Now today we're going to focus on the deep breath, EFT, and the Ho'oponopono healing. Do you guys want that?
Yeah.
Maybe a little louder.
Yep.
All right, good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want all of you to do is we're going to practice deep breath. There's 3 things that I want all of you to do first and foremost. First, roll your shoulders back. Give me 3 circles. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. What does that do? That helps you have a better posture. When you have a better posture, your circulation is better, your energy flows better in the body. Second thing, feet are flat on the ground. So don't cross your legs, uncross, back. Big toe, little toe, and heel, pressing into the ground. Oh, you guys already look so much better. Third, I want you to bring your hands on your abdomen. Perhaps even closing your eyes and then connecting to this wave-like breath. You're going to inhale, feel your belly rising up. Exhale, belly going down. Inhale through your nose, almost like you're inflating a balloon as you inhale, and then deflate the balloon as you exhale. One more time, breathing in. This time giving a big ah breath. Exhale, ah. And as we keep going, we're going to move to the second technique for deep breathing, and this is called your candle breath. I want all of you to close your eyes and visualize this beautiful white candle in front of you. And it's just burning. And what I want you to do now is inhale through your nose, bring your lips together, and blow your candle. 2 more times. Inhale, lips pursed, and blow. 1 more time, breathing in, lips together, and blow. Beautiful. Take a moment, just look around you. Do you notice the energy in the room? Wonderful. And the third breath, this is widely used in the wellness world by different practitioners, is called the box breath. The box breath, we're going to counter breath. So we're going to inhale, count to 4. We're going to hold it for 4. Exhale for 4, and then hold it again. I'm going to just use my fingers for you to just follow along. You don't need to follow your hand gestures. And in terms of the count, it's entirely up to you. You can count. I'm just using 4 just as an example. You can go longer, lower, up to you. But for today, everyone, let's practice this. And just a little note, if you have trouble falling asleep at night, this is a beautiful technique to do just before you go to bed. And if you're feeling a lot of anxiety throughout the day, turn to these different breathing techniques, but especially your box breath. All right, everyone, ready? Here we go. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. 1 more time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Amazing. Open your eyes. If your eyes are closed, take a little moment to shake that off. Look at your neighbor and say, good job.
Good job, man. Awesome.
Now let's move on. Now, what do you guys see on the slide? Mindful versus mindful. A mind that is full versus someone that is present, mindful. In this case, it's the dog. I want all of you guys to just remember that practices like deep breath will help you move from one to the other. Sympathetic nervous mode to parasympathetic. All right, now this is something I love to do. Who's already familiar with tapping? Do you guys agree that it's magical? I learned tapping from 3 different teachers, and every single teacher taught it differently. This really goes to show that there's no right or wrong way to tap. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And what that means is you're tapping on different meridian points or energy centers or pressure points. And as you're tapping, you're using talk therapy. I love EFT, and it's helped me so many times in my lifetime. I've been practicing it now for 10 years. Amazing. Now, I'm going to guide you through one cycle. For my friends who are perfectionists in this room, take that off to the side for a moment and just allow yourselves to be open. And you'll notice that, well, I'm excited to see how you notice after. But the first thing I want us to focus on is a scale. So we're going to use something very simple. We're going to use a common theme that I hear from most of my clients, which is stress. So stress reduction. Do you guys agree that's a good one? Reducing your stress. So before you begin, think about a moment perhaps this past week when you felt a lot of stress, or maybe something that's currently in your life. So for me, it would be my dad, right? My dad's causing me to feel a lot of stress about the situation itself. What about you? And then before you begin the tapping, you would just, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 or 0 being no stress, and then 10 on the opposite end, high stress, chronic stress, whew, really serious. So take a moment now and just think about that moment, and perhaps notice on your scale where you sit. And eventually what our goal is to keep bringing you down to that 0 or 1 mark, okay? We're going to use the basic therapy for tapping. We're going to start between our eyebrows, then side of eye, below the nose, chin, and your collarbone before we finish on the top of your head. So everyone, again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You can use your 2 fingers, or you'll notice that I kind of changed from 4 fingers to 2 fingers. Come with me on this journey and let's give this a try. So between your eyebrows, this is going to be very generic. I'm going to say these words and you repeat it in your mind. Even though I have all this stress, I'm feeling it in my body, I fully and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Side of the eye. Even though I have the stress, I'm ready to let it go now because I fully and completely love, accept, and honor myself. Below the eye, this stress. Below your nose, this stress. Chin. I'm ready to let it go. Collarbone. Sometimes the stress is high. But today, let's see, I wonder, can I release it out of my body, out of my mind? Top of your head, because I completely and fully accept, love, and honor myself. Release, take a big inhale. Everyone together now, open your mouth wide, let it go. How did that feel? Did that feel yummy?
Yep.
Danny, what you would do is go back to your scale and see if it's come down a little bit. And if it hasn't, you repeat this. There are thousands of different examples of EFT on YouTube. I invite you to go learn more, okay? And last but not least, as I said, Ho'oponopono healing mantra. This is a sacred healing mantra from Hawaii, and it involves just 4 simple sentences. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. My teacher, I actually got my Akashic records done a few weeks ago, and she said, Tiffany, this is what I want you to do twice a day, 3 times, for a total of 21 days. And let me tell you that this has been so powerful. As you can see on the board here on this slide, it helps release negativity, heavy emotions, so you can return to inner peace. And as you know, I'm still going through everything I am with my father. This helps in those moments where guilt comes back, where I'm feeling so heavy emotions, so worried, so sad. This helps me return to myself. Okay? So we're going to practice this. What I want all of you to do is bring either both your hands on your heart, or one hand on your heart, other hand on your abdomen, whatever feels good. And what we're going to do today is I want you to say your name, and then we're going to repeat these 4 sentences. You see, by saying sorry to yourself, you're apologizing maybe for the thoughts that you've had that were very, perhaps, negative. You apologize to yourself for things that maybe you did, or maybe you didn't do, whatever that is. So follow along. Let's begin now. Say your name. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. One more time, everyone. Say your name. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Take a big inhale. Big exhale, let it go. And this, you can use someone else's name with whom you perhaps have a discord, anywhere from any relationships, work relationships, situations. This is a beautiful, powerful mantra that you can use in your life. Life is a balance between holding on and letting go. And regardless, whatever situation, difficult situations you're going through, remember, you can change the meaning at any time. Okay, so the most important thing I want you guys to remember, kindfulness, especially to yourselves. You see, self-kindness, which is showing yourself self-care, a lot of people may be like, oh, it's selfish or it's a luxury. My friends, it's a necessity. Do you know that the studies show that not enough people love themselves? We need more self-love. Because again, when you give yourself that love, when you take care of yourself, then you can better show up for anyone in your life. Everyone, I hope this speech resonated with all of you, but most importantly, today, please, whatever you're going through, start by taking care of yourself. Give yourself self-compassion. Give yourself that care so that you can go out in life with your cup filled and help whoever needs your beautiful energy. And everyone, I also want to invite you. I want to be there for you. So if you guys want to learn more about me, my services, or you just want to share what's going on in your life, you should have all received a little flyer. They're also in the front when you register. Please connect at any time. I also want to help each one of you feel your best. Thank you so much.